Hello everyone, we are back for the weekly update for Cozy Crops. We just wrapped up week 14 and today is January 12th. This week we had 32 commits from 3 different contributors, which brings our lifetime commits to 339 from 7 lifetime contributors, and we just wrapped up week 14 of 18, so we are in the final month of the project. This week, Mick Funkypants came in and did some keyboard debugging for us. He also added some fishing sound effects, and then went through and roughed up some of the edges of the tiles to make it look a little bit more organic, as we'll see in the game. I went through and added some animations for all of the forageable items, finished up the tree art for all the different tree types, as well as fixed a bug where they were appearing out of order in the general store. I added a bobber and some other fishing art. For tuning, I decreased the amount of forageable items that spawn into the world, as well as decreased the amount of animals that you will see throughout the world. Similar to McFunkyPants, I went through and roughed up a couple of the edges of some tiles, that way it looks more organic, and then fixed the position of the Blacksmith purchasing menu so that way it matches more closely to where the front counter is. H also had a very busy and very productive week. For the tools, the upgraded tools can now be selected. Last week we had a bug pertaining to that, so we got that fixed. The upgraded hoe can now affect multiple tiles, and then he also did some fixes with buying and selling. From the trees perspective, the trees can now bear fruit as well as be chopped and the logs be added to your inventory, which means that the Lumberjack quest can now be completed. He also did some packet and art resizing, and then he added the animations that I had made into the game. He created the data file for the carpentry store. He also set up and prepped the itch build, which is where we will have our final build when the game is ready to be played. He also worked on the character customization screen, adding the hair as well as the accessories. So in terms of items that aren't quite in the game yet, we have the fishing elements, which include like a bobber that's in the water, a general bobber, and an exclamation mark to indicate that you have something caught. I also have the list of all the different tree types and tree animations that we have in the game. And then the audio that McFunkyPants dropped in. So we'll just listen to a couple of them here for the fishing that he provided. So I hope this will be loud enough. So all in all, he added about 7 or 8 different sound effects. So thank you so much for that, McFunkyPants. And with that, let's check out how the game is currently looking. So I'll go ahead and clear out. Sorry, we'll go ahead and clear out the existing file here so that we can see the character customization screen. So we'll go ahead and use the same character name here. So this is our revised menu with our hairstyles and our accessories here. So the skin tone can still be changed, your hair color can still be changed, and the hair color will match with whatever style of hair that you decide to go with. So if you want to go bald, or if you want to go with bangs, or if you want to have like spiky hair, or a bit of a buzz cut on top, or if you want to have like the drop down hair that's been standard in the game for so long, you can also run with that. We also have a mustache, a full beard, some glasses, some makeup, I think you can see that better there, some earrings, as well as some sunglasses. So we'll tweak a couple of things here, and then we will dive in. So first I want to look at some of the tiles. Along the edges here, you can see the items that McFunkyPants had gone through and roughed up a little bit, so that way you can see a little bit more of the edges and it looks a little bit more organic. And then I went through and copied that idea along the path here, so you can see a little bit of the green sticking out along the cobblestone. We also integrated all of the trees a couple of weeks ago, but now they can bear fruit. So if I were to press the N key, you can see a lot of different trees around here grew different types of fruit. So like we have plums and oranges and lemons right up there. And then I think we have some apples that are right down here. So you can take your hoe right now, and then you can go up next to the tree and you can press the L key, and then it will appear in your inventory right there, but it will keep the tree right there. So that is great for being able to collect fruit and sell that. So if we were to go into the store here to pick up a couple of seeds, you can see that we can also sell that apple that we just bought. There we go. We can hit L and go ahead and sell that. And then if we hit escape and buy, I want to pick up some lettuce, so that way we can do some planting and see some of the upgraded tools in action. go ahead and buy that there. So now we have 9 in the inventory. I did increase the starting amount of money that you receive, so that way I can show off some of the upgraded tools which are inside of the blacksmith shop. You can go up here. I fixed the collision elements as well as where you trigger the store through here. So we'll go ahead and hit buy. I want to pick up an axe since we're going to be chopping some trees here. So if we hit buy, it appears in the inventory down here. And then if I want to buy like an upgraded hoe, so that way we can see how that tool is working, we can go ahead and hit L and purchase that. That also goes into our inventory down here. Hit escape, we can hit sell, and I want to sell this version of the hoe that I have. So now we have our upgraded hoe down here, an axe, and our shovel. So let's get to planting. In addition to the edging tiles that I reworked, I also went through and changed how the tilled dirt looks as well as the water dirt, so it's a little bit more of a contrast to see what you have and have not been planting or watering. So we'll go ahead and drop these 9 into the ground here, and we'll go ahead and water them. Just like this. You can see it looks a little bit more like a mud-like. We can hit N and we can go into a new day, and we'll go ahead and water these again. So that way we can get these to be fully grown crops in order to showcase what the upgraded tool can do. So I think we have like another day or two before they are fully grown. And there we go. They are ready to be harvested here. So we'll go ahead and select our upgraded hoe right down here. And I can stand at the edge here and I can hit L and it will till an entire row. So that makes harvesting crops much more efficient. So thank you so much for that, H. And we can see that after a couple of days, the tree comes back and it has fruit ready to be picked once again. But I'm going to wait on just a second for that. I want to showcase that we can chop down some trees. So I've selected our axe here and I can press the L key. It's a little bit finicky on where you need to be in order for you to chop them. But if you get it right, then you can see that we turned it into a stump and we added the log to our inventory. We can also come over here and do that to trees that bear some fruit here. We can turn it into a stump and we can see that the log was added to the inventory. If you chop a tree that is bearing fruit, you do not get the fruit in your inventory. So make sure you pick that before you knock the tree down. And I think that is everything that we currently have inside of the game. Looking at our Vikunja board, we are in the final month of the project here. So we have a little bit more to do with the carpentry shop. We're also going to work on the upgraded tool elements and hopefully start in on the fishing elements. And then after that, we are on the downhill stretch. There is still plenty to be worked on. Still have the playtesting coming up in the near future. Still have a little bit of audio if anybody would like to jump in and try to work on the audio. Still have a little bit of art left in the project as well as like a pause menu. We have a little bit of writing in terms of like a very loose story of like how you got into this farm. And there's also quite a bit of code. So if anybody would like to jump into the JS side of things, we have plenty of work for you. But that is our weekly update for Cozy Crops.